Welcome to Android Weekly on Butterscotch.com, the show where we navigate the wily waves of Android news to get to what's important to you, or at least to me. I'm Andrew Moore-Crispin. This week in Android news, the Nexus Tab in the works, in-app billing helps you part with your hard-earned cash, and April Fool's headlines that weren't. And always one for going Dutch, the lovely Kate Abraham brings us her review of the Tip and Split app. But first, a word from our sponsor, and I don't mean sponsor in the AA sense. Hover.com is the best way to buy domain names and do more with them. Unlike some of the other guys, Hover's head guy doesn't shoot elephants. Trust me on this one. I invited him on a safari and he flatly turned me down, which I thought was a little bit mean, to be honest. Get 10% off domain registration or personal email by visiting hover.com/Android. This one falls squarely in the realm of rumor, albeit entirely plausible and believable rumor. Is the Nexus Tablet coming? From Mother Russia, MobileReview.com suggests that it is. It's all conjecture gleaned from a Business Week report saying that Google is holding Honeycomb close to its chest, delaying the launch. This quite reasonably leads us to believe that a Google-branded tablet is coming. A reference design that sets the bar for Android tablets going forward, just like the Nexus 1 and the Nexus S set the bar for Android smartphones. The site suggests that LG will be the one to make the Nexus tablet, or whatever it's called, and that we may see it as early as late summer or possibly early fall. As Google seems to be spreading the device love around, with HTC and Samsung making the Nexus 1 and the Nexus S respectively, that seems reasonable too. Some of the LG tablets we played with recently at CTIA 2011 were solid offerings, so we won't complain if indeed the Nexus tablet comes out of an LG Google love-in. We'll definitely be watching this one. As developers continue to figure out how to make oodles of cash from their Android Market apps, in-app billing rears its head to make it easier. In-app billing is a new feature available to Android developers, but one that's been available in the Apple App Store for some time. While it's early days yet, in-app billing typically prompts developers to offer up games and apps for free, while entreating you to pony up for special features and add-ons. Often though, you get full-featured apps and games where any upgrades are entirely optional extras. For example, you could toil away in the free Smurfs iPad app, waiting it out to get Smurf berries, or do whatever you do in Farmville to earn whatever in-app currency they use. Or you can spend a few bucks to speed things along. Or, and this is our favorite option of the three, you could just not play the Smurfs or Farmville games. More practical applications would see at least a partial end to the free and paid versions of the same apps in the market. Rather than offering a paid app that, for example, syncs with your Google Tasks, and a free one that doesn't, devs can just offer up the free one and entreat users to pay for the sync upgrade. As Google doesn't play in the commercial music space, it also opens up the door for in-app music purchasing from the likes of Amazon. The upshot? More free stuff in the market. The downside? Some of these free apps will likely be hopelessly hamstrung. April Fool's Day is a bumper day for online news. ThinkGeek comes up with a bunch of product ideas like canned unicorn meat, and those a little slow on the uptick invariably try to buy them. Google pushes out a bunch of implausible news on the wire, and again, invariably, at least a few journalists get a much-needed reminder in the importance of fact-checking. That said, we've compiled our top 5 April Fool's headlines that were completely real, and yes, they've been fact-checked. My favorite from the list? BlackBerry using Android apps. We'll delve into this a little deeper next week, but it's true, BlackBerry is leveraging the Android market for the playbook. Now, you won't be getting straight-up Android apps, though, and you won't be seeing the Android market on your playbook, if indeed you buy one. Rather, devs need only submit their Android apps to the Playbook app world, and they're apparently up and running. Few, if any, modifications are required. And one I wish was an April Fool's joke? Google closing Android open source. Google is wresting control of Android back and tightening its controls over manufacturer mods. That's mods like Samsung's TouchWiz and HTC's Sense, although no specifics have been mentioned. It's good, as it will help to clean up Android fragmentation. It's bad, though, as it will invariably stifle some of the interesting work that independent developers do. Check out the newsfeed entry for more detail. For our review of the day, we throw it over to Kate Abraham, who always pays her fair share and ensures that you do too with the Tip and Split app.
I'm a firm believer in tipping for good service in bars and restaurants, but it can be a little awkward when trying to break the bill up with your companions. This is where Tip and Split comes to your rescue. This free Android app is a tip calculator that takes the math out of paying your bill. Just enter the bill amount into the relevant field by clicking on the box, typing the number and clicking Done. You also have the option of adding the total by yourself by clicking on the calculator feature and inputting the value. Then select your tip percentage by using the up and down arrows or by entering a numerical value directly into the field. This will then automatically generate the tip amount and your final total. Another great feature is the option to select the number of diners. By using the up and down arrows, the app generates how much each person pays for the bill. As long as your companions don't mind splitting the bill evenly, this is an essential app to avoid any after-dinner embarrassment.
Well, that's all the news that's fit to Google for this week. For full show notes, visit butterscotch.com. Until next week, I'm Andrew Moore-Crispin. you.